An Undeceptions podcast.
Help me breathe your air, feel the sunlight on my face, know the soul, the faith of Christmas time.
You're listening to the song Christmas Time, out today. It was written by my mate Ben Shaw, with some help from me. We recorded Ben's beautiful guitar parts just 4 weeks before he died of cancer. Ben was on this podcast a couple of times in his last months, so I hope regular listeners think of him as their friend too. He died a year ago today, June 17, and we're releasing this song in his memory. It was one of his last big wishes, that we take this song, which he and I had performed many times over the years, but had never recorded, and rework it with a full band and release it. That's what we've done. You'll hear the entire song at the end, but in the meantime, we sat down with our longtime music producer, Colin Benvenuto, and his guitar, and Ben's wife, Karen, a backing vocalist in the song, and we chatted about, well, Ben and how the song came together. I remember Ben playing me this ditty he was all excited about. So he played me this, right? And I remember thinking...
If I remember right, that's how he sort of would play that bit.
Yeah, but I remember feeling it was quite a depressing thing, because he also mumbled. He had a tune. He started with that ditty and this tune. So give it to me.
Did he do the...
He goes... And I remember thinking, he sounds drunk. He sounds depressed.
I didn't know that.
He had the ditty, the melody for verse and bridge, and I wrote the lyrics and the chorus.
Hold me closer, 'cause I'm feeling free. Look in a blue sky with the clouds. They are grey, and I know.
You go back with us a long way.
Yeah, a really long time.
You have produced more of our songs than you have your own. That must be depressing.
That is actually a real concern, but it's actually true. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have produced more of your songs.
3 or 4 albums
than my own.
you've done.
Yeah.
So Ben wrote this, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, and he and I used to perform it like as a completed song. And I don't know, do you remember first performing it with me? Because Ben was in London. Do you remember we played at Balmoral Rotunda outdoors?
I'd actually, I forget a lot of things, and Ben reminded me of some quite funny things too in his last months, so he never lost his sense of humour in that. But no, I'd actually forgotten that gig, but when you played a little piece of it, I know you obviously managed to find a recording of it.
Yeah,
as soon as you played it to me, I pictured the Rotunda.
Yeah.
And I remembered it straight away. So.
Yeah, it was a kind of lament of his that we never got to professionally record this. And yet it's a good song that he wrote, and it deserved to be recorded.
Yeah, it was pretty special because Ben was finally back in Sydney, but he was back, for a reason, and he knew he was going to pass. And
he was so sick and so drugged.
Yeah.
But when he picked up his guitar,
it was just classic Ben. Somebody once said to me that, there's this thing that some people have and they call it the arrow of determination. They've just got such determination. And Ben, without a doubt, has always had that. And you know it because, he's the one guy who really stood up to you at school, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
our first time was a fight.
Yeah. It's such a great story, I respected him from the moment I heard that story for a start. But, here's Ben, and he picks up the guitar, and he just kicks in because he just loves music.
So he's playing the guitar in these parts a month before he died.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. The first lines I remember coming up with were, "Hold me closer,
Yeah.
because I'm feeling frail."
Oh, I just love that. Yeah.
And it was so long before, I mean, it was decades before he got sick, but, you know, to sing and to record this song when he was feeling frail
Very frail.
was kind of, you know, it was potent. Looking at blue sky, but the clouds, they're grey.
Yeah.
And I know I'm breathing, my heart is still beating, but the soul is fallen. Christmas time. Now, it's not even really a song about Christmas.
Right.
But it's a song, it's called Christmas Time, but it's really about someone who sees everyone else having a good time.
Yeah.
And they're not, and they're wondering what on earth
Yeah.
life's about. My job in writing the chorus bit, melodically, was to give it a lift, like some hope.
But I've got bills to pay. Faces are smiling, but the eyes, they are pale.
So it's depressing, and it gets even more depressing now. And I know I'm breathing, the heart still beating, but the soul is falling. Christmas time, and then we try and introduce some hope.
Holy child, be near, save me from myself, lift me up beyond my sphere, help me breathe your air, feel the sunlight on my face, know the soul, the faith of Christmas time.
Yeah, so what we're trying to do there is sort of intimate that, you know, despite what the person is facing at Christmas time, there is hope.
Well, it's just lovely because it just says that, you know, in the midst of all of this, I'm not alone, and actually there is somebody who is interested and does want to hold you and does want to walk through it with you.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's...
and Ben, in all his frailty, knew that right to the end.
The days are louder, but I'm sound asleep.
My son Josh was with us in those rehearsals, and we threw him behind a mic.
Yeah.
And he sings the verse, "The days are louder, but I'm sound asleep. The streets are crowded, but I'm the only one here."
I just love how his voice just suits the song. So it's just got this vulnerability to
vulnerability. And then the girls.
Yeah.
Karen, his wife.
Yeah.
Buff, my wife, and my Josie.
Yeah.
I'm Karen Shaw, I'm Ben's wife, and it was a privilege to do the backing vocals on this song.
Child, be near from myself, up beyond my sphere.
Music to Ben was like the blood in his veins. It was like the air he breathed. And I can only guess why. I never actually asked him, why did you want to do this so badly? One of his best songs, your best songs, that never got recorded. But he desperately wanted to, even to the point where when he was playing one of the guitar pieces, you and I looked at each other because we thought he'd actually fallen asleep, and he was
still playing
his guitar.
There's the other guitar line that he put in the song that he actually, we never had until he just sort of did this in the moment. It makes the song.
It makes the song. Yeah.
Haunting, and they're unpredictable notes too.
You could see on his face the joy that playing that guitar gave him. And then he came out with that. There was some staggering bits.
Yeah, after the first chorus, that guitar line. I mean, Colin and I were just talking how amazing that is, because that was not part of the song before.
Not at all.
And it, I don't know, just
it
something
just
weird
came
to the
from
song.
somewhere, and it does. I get goosebumps and tear up when I hear it. I love it.
Really, the objective was to capture enough while Ben was still able to do something.
Yeah.
And he was able to, that second session that we did, witness us having a go at trying to move towards what we're going to do. And he hadn't, and we really had nothing else. We didn't have drums at that stage. We had no bass. We had...
There had never been harmonies to the song either.
But he heard us have a go at them, so we were setting a direction. And you did your guide take that night, and Josh did his first go. Yeah. And Ben got to hear those. But I remember that second session, he was even more... drugged out. Then he was at that point he was starting to hallucinate a bit too. But he was in there, and he was
hallucinating.
He was, and Karen had to sort of. He was thinking things were going on. And,
you're right. I've forgotten that.
Holy child, be near, save me from myself, lift me up beyond my sphere.
I just am so proud of that determination to do, not only that, he was determined to do so many things, determined not to sit in a wheelchair, determined to walk, but that determination to get that song out to the world was beautiful to watch.
In those sort of rehearsal sessions where we recorded Ben's guitars, and he said to you and me, guys, finish this song, please. Get this song out there, which we've done.
I'm so glad we've given it time to really give it due honour, because it's our last thing that we do with Ben. I just feel so. I mean, I'm really, really happy, and you know how much of a perfectionist I'm so happy with it.
Yeah, when I first heard the final, I was quite moved. Yeah, because Ben didn't get to hear it.
I know.
In a way, he could hear it where it would go.
Yeah.
He was really the impetus for the whole song.
Yeah.
But I wish he could have heard it. If you want to see a little more, we've produced a video montage for the song over at undeceptions.com/Christmas time. But for now, here's the track in full. See ya.
Hold me closer, 'cause I'm feeling free. Look in a blue sky with the clouds. They are grey, and I know I'm breathing. My heart is still beating, but the soul is falling. Christmas time. Season's booming, but I've got bills to pay. Faces are smiling, but the eyes, they are pale. And I know I'm breathing. My heart is still beating, but the soul is falling. Christmas time. Holy child, be near, save me from myself, lift me up beyond my sphere, help me breathe your air, feel the sunlight on my face, know the soul, the faith of Christmas time. Christmas time. Holy Christmas time. Christmas time.
An Undeceptions podcast.